Hey guys, Tom here. I'm going to show you really quickly on how I personally set up my page for inking after it's been scanned, after the pencils have been scanned. So usually I'll bring it into Clip Studio Paint, I think otherwise known as Manga Studio 5. I think they are the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Why they have different names, I don't understand that, but that's a different matter altogether. So this is a page from Barbed Wire issue number 2 that came out earlier this year, the first page actually. And so pencils by Patrick Olive. Like I said, I'll bring the scan into the program, and then the first thing I'll do is I will check the resolution. So I'll go up here. Um, what I'll do is I'll actually expand the menu selection here. So then I'll go up to edit, and then I'll scroll down to, where is it? Or maybe is it file? Oh, it's edit. Okay. Jeez, I can't even think straight here. Change the image resolution. So I'll click on that. And then where it says 400, usually 3 to 400 is pretty safe. I'll go to 600. And even that might be considered by some as overkill for comic book print pages. But I'll change it to 600, give it a couple moments to do its thing. The machine I'm working on is a pressure-sensitive tablet. It's the Microsoft Surface Pro 2. And I know that they just, as of this recording, announced the 4, which looks interesting, but the 2 has served me very well, and it's the best bang for your buck right now if you're looking to get into tablets. So anyway, I have changed the image resolution to 600 dpi. Then I'll go over here to the layers palette. And if I click up here, click on new raster layer. Okay. And then I'll go to the toolbar, make sure white is selected. And then I will click on the paint bucket, and I will actually fill this entire layer that's on top of the pencils with white. Give it a couple moments to do its thing. I wish this computer was faster. And there it is. Now, if I go back to the layers palette, and you see the slider up here, it's the opacity slider. So if I lower it down, I can actually change the opacity of that white layer. If I lower it all the way down, you see the entire full pencils. But if I raise it up just a little bit, then it partially covers the pencils. Now you want to lower it light enough to where you can start inking. I usually like to have it around, for me, I don't know, 50% or so, maybe a little bit higher. But so I can still see the details of the pencils. If you do not see those properties up here, then if you go to this submenu tab, you click it, and you scroll all the way down to show property bar, that should be checked, okay? Just in case you don't see it. Okay, now the next important thing that I like to do personally is the pencil layer and the white layer. I like to automatically put a lock on them by clicking on the padlock. That because a lot of times when I'm inking, my hand or my fingers will accidentally hit those layers without me knowing, and then I'll actually accidentally ink those layers. I don't want to ink on any of those layers. I want to leave those layers alone. So I'm going back to the new raster layer, put a new layer on top of that. So now this is a third layer, and I'm going to double click on that and retitle this inks. Now this is where I will do my inking, okay? So now the page is basically ready to ink. So the first thing I will do is I'll rule the panel borders, but remember the color is still on white, so I will select black again, and then I will go up here. This is a ruler tool, but if you click on it and you go up to its properties settings, I will click on the direct draw. Let's pull this out a little bit. If I scroll down on direct draw, click on the rectangle tool. Now for 600 dpi, I found that a size 15 is good. So, you know, you could do this a couple ways. You can rule each, basically you just click one corner of the panel and you drag it to the other and it creates the panel automatically. Like so. Of course, I'm going to have to manually take an eraser there and scribble that part out where the line goes through the head. But I'm going to step backwards. If I have multiple layers that kind of line up, what I'll do is I'll just actually draw an entire box over that set, and then I'll go back to the properties here. I'll scroll up. I'm still under direct draw right up there, and I'll go to the straight line, and the size should be, see right there, it's 10, but I'm going to click on 15 to match. Now each of these selections here have their own size associated with them, so you have to remember, if you want to keep things consistent or you need to change, that number 15 doesn't necessarily translate to automatically to whatever you click, so you need to always check your size. So then I'll just go here and then I'll just click and drag it over. If I hold down the shift key, which I can't right now because I'm using both hands, one to film, it will make a perfectly perpendicular horizontal line. You let go, and then there's your horizontal line to finish drawing the gutters. Okay. And when I'm done setting up my page with borders, I'll actually go ahead and save it. Now this page originally is a JPEG, but I'll go down, I'll go save as, and then I'll go to my desktop, and I've got actually I've got a folder for my barbed wire stuff, and where it says JPEG right there, hit the sub menu and make sure you save it as a Clip Studio Paint file, so then this program can read all the layers. Now when I'm done inking, I can actually save it as a PDF or PSD, a Photoshop file, and actually finish it in Photoshop. I actually do a finishing process before I upload. Now here's the page that's already completed. Actually, let me turn on this layer here by clicking this space. And you can see I inked this when I was actually on the plane to Vietnam. So I'll click on and off the eyeball button right there so you can kind of see what the page looks like. Okay. Any questions, just drop a comment. I'll try to get to it. Please like and subscribe for more tips. Thank you.